Good morning. I'm joined by Duffy and Joe with the Amateur Radio Emergency Service, or ARES as y'all call it. How y'all doing this morning, gentlemen?
Fine. Good morning.
Fine, thank you. Good morning to you.
We're glad to have y'all joining us. So this weekend will be sort of a field day for amateur radio operators happening. Tell us a bit what's going on there.
We'll be having what we call field day to practice for emergency communications up at Lake D'Arbonne State Park in Bernice, Louisiana. I invite the public at it. It goes for 24 hours. Starts Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m., goes to 1 p.m. Sunday afternoon. During hurricanes, severe weather, ham operators or spotters for the National Weather Service. We're certified spotters. We do 2 classes a year for storm spotting in northeast Louisiana, in Ouachita Parish and some of the other parishes with Shreveport and Jackson. Want the public to come out and see what we do and see what it's all about.
In addition to, having those demonstrations going on, there'll also be some tests there as well?
Right. We'll have several different demonstrations set up. The public can come in and operate a radio if they'd like to see what it's like to become a ham radio operator. We'll also have a lot of documentation and a lot of stuff that will help somebody who's never been exposed to ham radio understand what we do.
And I mean, I've had, a little bit of experience using amateur radio before, and it's pretty neat. You can talk with just about anybody all across the country, right?
That's across
the world.
That's
yes.
Right. That's right. And that's what that's the main part of this test that happens this weekend, is not only to show that we can set up in an emergency situation, but also to demonstrate that we can communicate with other stations across the country and the world if needed.
Now, if I've never really interacted with amateur radio before, and maybe this is something interesting I want to at least check out, what are some things I can at least find there if I've never had that experience before?
Well, if you go there, what you're going to find is several different types of radios, including the ones we have here. These are some little handheld type radios. But we also will have the larger type radios and antennas. But you're going to also find a group of people. You're going to find a group of people that have committed their volunteer. This is just one small part of the hobby. There's also programmers that do Raspberry Pis, and there's people that like to do drone type devices through amateur radio. There's a whole different gamut. You'll meet a lot of those folks there. They'll have their part of their hobby out there.
Duffy and Joe, I want to thank you both so much for stopping by this morning. How can folks get in touch with you all if they want to get involved?
You can go to our website. It's kc5dr.com. If you want to call me at 318-355-5335, that's my cell phone number. Call me. Go to the website, go to Facebook. We're on Facebook.
Facebook is facebook.com/groups/KC5DR.
All right, we'll be sure to have all the info on how folks can get in touch with you and have this interview posted on myarclemus.com.